Oh my god, he's so cute. He's gonna be there the whole time. I feel like he knows. Okay.
He is such a camera whore. He loves attention.
We should all be like
Look
Angie.
away.
Oh my god.
Don't give him what he wants.
Hello, friends.
Hi.
My name's River.
I'm Swati.
And today we are going to be talking about how to stay healthy in a culture that overworks.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
We talked a bit about this already, but like, is there anything you want to start with, or?
I mean, we both went to the same college, and I feel like there was a culture of lots of people kind of showing off about their unhealthy work habits. Like, I got 3 hours of sleep. Oh yeah, well I got 2 hours of sleep. Like, you know, like somehow that's something to be proud of. I feel like we should introduce Ingy.
I honestly, yeah.
So this is my cat, Ingy.
He looks like he wants to bite me right now, honestly.
River has gotten bitten at least 4 times today already.
But it's like a playful...
No, don't. It's not okay. Don't forgive your abuser. Don't.
Oh no, that's a whole other topic. Oh my god.
No matter how cute he is. Hey. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Oh my god, that was the cutest.
I wonder if it caught that sound.
I'm sure really these mics... How about we talk about how we first started talking about this?
Okay.
Because we were just like chatting with each other.
Yeah, I feel like I made a Facebook post about something.
Yeah.
About like being disabled.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think I just started to like label myself as disabled. And I remember us talking about one of my family members really did not like that I labeled myself as disabled. And she was like, you're so blessed and you have all these... And it's like, yeah, I agree. But I don't know why people get very offended.
Yeah.
But I think it made both of us realize like how less alone we are. And how more people are going through this stuff. And it made us both want to talk about it more.
Yeah, because that's the thing, like, I've talked to other people about it, but at that college, like, in a place where the culture is to overwork, I don't, like, no one really talks about it.
Yeah.
So then when Swati was posting about that, I was like, oh, I didn't know, like, that many people were going through that.
Yeah, and it's so unhealthy, and it makes you feel really alone. Because everybody seems to be not getting enough sleep, not eating, kind of just staying in the lab and working. And it's like, nobody's talking about how unhealthy that is and how hard it is to, how hard it is to like function in that environment, especially if you're disabled or chronically ill.
Yeah, because, I mean, oh my god, he's so cute.
He has this mouse toy, and he's just like, wow. Okay, anyway.
It's okay.
Oh, there he is.
Oh my god, he's... Oh my god. He's hilarious.
My Instagram used to be for art, but now it's just pictures of him and videos.
I don't blame you, honestly. Yeah, but maybe we should like talk about our college and explain the culture a bit. Because I think that makes it make more sense, and then I think people can relate. Like, I'm surprised how many people can probably relate to this, like even in high school, because my high school was similar, and then I went to college thinking like...
It's gonna be different.
Yeah, which it
wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would be easier, which sounds weird, but I went to this high school that was like one of the top 50 in the nation.
Dang.
And it wasn't a private school, and it was competing with private schools, and like they didn't care about anybody.
Yeah, I grew up in Singapore, and I went to a high school that so I lived in a country where the expectation was like getting a B or a C is like really bad, and but my school was more chill compared to other colleges. I mean, other high schools.
It's basically a college.
I know. It's really like something I think about a lot is how like B's and C's are like average grades, but people treat them like you're failing. And like, I mean, I had undiagnosed ADHD for most of high school, so like getting B's and C's was like, oh god, I'm like failing and this is horrible, but I was doing okay, like especially for someone who was like like dealing with mental illness without being diagnosed. Like, yeah.
I mean, because that's it kind of reminds me of like, my school was similar, but I did push myself to always get an A. The only B I ever got like ruined my valedictorian.
Oh no.
Because I was so sick to go to like AP calculus in the morning, because I have like digestive stuff. So the earlier I wake up, the more like I get sick, like physically sick. Like,
yeah.
And
so the fact that you got a B at all is like, bravo. And the fact that you were doing so well,
it was
like,
so frustrating.
And it's not okay that feels like you're not doing good enough, you know? Because like, especially if you're like fighting all this other stuff, like how can you expect so much of yourself, you know?
Yeah, and I mean that's what I would want to tell someone else. And looking back at it, like the regrets that I have is that I like pushed myself past my limits to do something that wasn't worth it. And so many kids do that these days, and like I know a lot of people watch who are like young queer kids who are like totally adorable, this whole new generation that's like open
baby
about
queers.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yes. And like I wouldn't want that life for them.
Yeah.
So
and like I guess in that culture of like, you know, having to feel like you have to push yourself so much. And especially we went to art school, and like I feel like so many of my friends can relate to this like idea that we went to art school to do something that's our passion, and we just don't have that anymore because we're just pushing ourselves so hard. It's not fun anymore, and I did it because I enjoyed it, and what's the point?
I know,
you know?
That's what's so sad. I had to work so hard to like rebuild my passion.
Exactly,
like,
same.
But that shouldn't be how it should be.
Yeah.
Like when I am home working, sorry, I'm talking with my pen. I just do this. Okay. But when I'm at home like working on stuff myself, the energy is different. Like despite all this time, because people will say like, oh, there's a time when it comes to like being work and it doesn't get fun anymore. But I feel like that's part of the culture.
Yeah.
Like that's not
true. It doesn't have to be true.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it feels like, you know, I have a ton of ideas and I'm not like pushing myself to do them, and sometimes it feels like, oh, like it's not supposed to feel good, it's just supposed to be work, and those are two very different feelings. And it's important to be able to distinguish when you're just like pushing yourself because you feel like you have to, whereas pushing yourself because that's what you need to do to get work done. You know, and it's like sometimes when you're in that culture, you like lose sight of which is which, and it gets so easy to just kind of go past your limit because you think that's what you're supposed to do. It's not. And you're competing with all these people who are doing that, which makes it even harder. Because you lose sight of what's normal.
And the saddest part to me also is that like you can just see in someone's work when they've enjoyed doing it. And that is what real success is, but we're constantly pushing ourselves to go past that to where that doesn't exist anymore. And it's totally counterproductive. But
also, like, work you do past like 1 a.m. is probably not good work. It's probably better to sleep.
Yeah.
You know?
That is very true.
Right?
That's like a study tip. Like, just sleep.
Like, at some point, your health is more important than your grade. Your health is always more important than your grade.
Yeah.
And even though all your classmates might be doing that, like staying up and you know, drinking a ton of coffee and like doing all this like extra stuff, don't feel like you have to, because your health is important.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really good segue into like what we can specifically talk about, because we know how it feels to lose your health, and like I'd rather tell someone how that feels so that they wouldn't have to do
Go through it. Yeah.
And it's just not worth it, because then like if you're gonna work yourself to the point that you crash, like then you can't work anymore. So
something someone told me that I like really took to heart is that college is a marathon, not a sprint. You have to pace yourself or you will get burned out. And if you get burned out, you don't finish the race. And it's much more important to finish than to get first. Yeah.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like the term dropping out also kind of bothers me.
Yeah.
Because like we both end up having to do that, but it was sort of for reasons we couldn't control.
Yeah.
And it's not like we would choose to drop out and like give up.
Yeah.
We're not giving up.
It's not giving up.
We're trying to like take care of ourselves so that we can have a better life, and that is what
that's why you go to college in the first place.
Yeah.
Right? So you can have a better life. And like if you're burning yourself out, you're not having a better life. Like, don't lose sight of the point.
Yeah.
Goodness. Yeah, I always say I'm taking medical leave instead of I dropped out.
Yeah.
Because it just has such a stigma.
It does. I mean, you wouldn't have to say that if it didn't have the stigma. But
exactly.
like when people come up to me and they're like, "Oh, so you dropped out?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't."
Do you have a problem with that?
Like first of all, so what if I dropped out? Like if I really did and I want to be an artist, like I don't really need a degree for that. But
very
then
true.
Otherwise, like let's say I was working in some sort of scientific field where you like really need a degree, but I'm actually this sick to where I should definitely not go to school, then
don't go to school.
Like kudos to that person who like decides to not overwork themselves.
That's like sometimes I feel like I could have finished college if I just sort of ignored all my problems and just kind of like pushed through it, but I mean I would not have like survived that.
Let me just say, just know that like put holes in my intestines, like literally. I'm not even joking. So
your health is not worth it. It's not. I mean, who cares if you get your degree if you're not like healthy enough to like function after that?
Yeah, because then like health stuff isn't as temporary as school is. Like, you're going to school for not even like an eighth of your whole life probably. So I don't know. It just doesn't feel worth it.
It's not.
And I hope this is a reminder to anyone who feels that way. I mean, obviously
even if you're not like chronically ill or disabled or whatever, you're having a tough time with school, consider taking a break, because I know for me that's helped so much in like gaining perspective and helping me decide like what I want to do. And there's so much pressure to like do. First of all, the average person takes 6 years to finish a 4-year course, which nobody told me. That's really important to know. And that's a good thing. Like it should not take 4 years. They crammed it into 4 years, you know?
They did.
And like don't be tricked by this idea of what's normal to like push yourself past your limit.
Yeah, oh gosh, normal does not exist.
That's like lesson of the day. Normal does not exist. You have to do what's comfortable for you.
Oh, there's one thing. Also, like, we're talking about chronic illness and all this stuff, but I'm including this in like mental illness. I know you are too. But like, I feel like mental illness is like the asexuality of the LGBT community. Like, I totally consider it as like part of a chronic illness.
I see what you
like,
mean.
It's in all ways of the form. It is a chronic illness.
Just because it's part of your brain doesn't mean like it's not real. Like, you know? Yeah, I mean, so many people we went to school with like are so depressed and they're not taking care of themselves, and you're sick. That's what that means. If you're depressed, you're not feeling well, and you need to take care of yourself. And if you need to not go to school and take a break from that to take care of yourself, that's perfectly valid.
Like, give yourself permission. It's totally okay. You're going to be able to go back, and even if you can't, like, there's online things to do. There's other people out there who are in the same position. You can always, like, homeschool yourself somehow, and if you don't have energy for that, like, maybe you need to find a different avenue of like something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Something creative to like put your mind to that.
There's that's another thing that's part of this whole culture, is that they value you based on your productivity, and that's not okay, right? Like, just because I didn't get anything done today doesn't mean I didn't have an amazing day. And like, just because you aren't the top of your field or have a fancy job doesn't mean you don't have a good life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's just, there's just too much pressure. Like, there's no point. It's not worth it.
Yeah. That's so cute. I can't handle it.
What?
It's like so sweet. I don't know. I just like, I think I wish I had someone to tell me that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
Oh, you need a hug.
Which is why we're making this video.
Yes. We give them a hug too.
Hug the camera.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. I really wish I had more time.
Okay.
But we already talked for like
We did.
20 minutes, huh?
We like covered like maybe 2 of our
Oh my gosh.
But
We need
was
to
still,
do this again.
Yeah, we should.
Okay, let us know if you like this video and ask
Yeah.
us anything else. If you want to see Swati again, which I'm sure you do.
Oh my god.
Because you're amazing. Let me know. And you should make a YouTube channel. Like, let's
Yeah, I
peer
really want
pressure
to.
Swati into making a YouTube
It'll
channel.
happen. Just keep an eye out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're having a great day. I'll leave any of your links down below.
Yeah.
If you want to follow Swati. And yeah, so see you next
Bye.
time. Bye.